There we go. We are live on both the YouTubes and the Twitches. I'll just put my links in the chat here and then we will get going. I am Coach Steve Money and I am a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. So if you've got money problems or just want to make sure you're on the right track, you can schedule a free financial assessment / consultation with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. You can email me about anything, anything regarding financial coaching, Ramsey stuff, computers, video games, anything else on my channel, anything else on your mind. I have a few moments to talk to you about it. All right, and donations you can send to paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. All right, and that's all the plugs. So these links are in the top of the chat and in the video description below. And let's go. Alrighty, check this out. Let's see if we can do this. Oh, yeah, missed it. Tech support, maybe occasionally a witty retort. Tech support. Don't forget your covers on your TPS reports. You know, this is the tech support with Coach Steve Money. Alright, that's all I got for that. Alright, let's get rid of the tech support sign right there. Alright. And we go to reddit.com/r/tech support and we sort by new. And we see what's going on. This is from Alex MTL. Change PSU, power supply unit, and now one of my SSD, solid state drive seems completely dead. Basically, my old power supply had a loud defective fan, so I received a new one today. Initially, the PC would not start. It would do a beep click sound and nothing would happen. I noticed I was using the old power supply cable for the solid state drives. When I changed it to the new one, then the system booted. Hopefully you powered the computer off first before you did that. I mean, supposedly they're supposed to be hot swappable, but why take the chance? Always power it down before you plug in. I'm assuming, since a cable, I'm assuming this is a SATA solid state drive. But now only one of my two solid state drives work. The other one is not detected even in the BIOS. Did I completely fry it? Maybe. Actually had important data on it. Would a SATA to USB cable possibly work? Maybe. And that would be if the data cable is bad. If the power, I assume you would switch the power cables between the two solid state drives to make sure that would work. But you could try an adapter. Last resort, you could go to a data recovery place, but they do seem to run in the hundreds of dollars. That is correct. The problem is you have to get it to, there are like recovery programs you can download, but those have to at least see that the drive is there in raw condition. So the BIOS has to see that the drive is connected. So if it does not, you got problems. You would use since the one is working, you shut it down and you use the data cable and the power cable from the one that was working, and you put those into the one that is not working now and try that. Otherwise, you could try it on a different computer as well instead of getting a SATA to USB adapter. What else would I have to say about that? Let's see. The only one drive. Yeah, I mean, I would be concerned if you did it while the computer was still powered up and you swapped those cables out. So possibly could be the power supply. So put in your old power supply as well and try that. All right. That's from Balloon Ninjas. Laptop dialog box is flashing and unusable. Currently I have a Lenovo Y50 laptop, I'm assuming, on Windows 10. For about a week I've been having this issue, which has made the device all but unusable. Excuse me, and I can't seem to find a way to fix it. The nature of the problem also doesn't let me go online on my laptop to look it up, so I'm doing this from my phone to issue any dialog box I open, whether it be Chrome, File Explorer, etc. Experience this issue and makes the box unusable. They flash on and off as if you were to click on the active box and then click out of it to make another box or screen active. It is doing this constantly, about 1 to 2 times per second. No time to type anything because you can't get more than a letter in. Try if you can boot with a you can boot with a flash drive, an installation Windows installation flash drive. You can make that. You have to download it on another computer though if you don't have one, or you can use an installed DVD. Either way, a DVD or an 8 gigabyte flash drive. You download Windows Media Creation Tool from Microsoft.com, and then that will make that turn that USB drive or the DVD into a bootable item, and then you can boot it on your laptop. You can boot to that installation. Instead of install, you click repair, and then you can go to the system restore in the advanced of repair and do that. Although it may change the drive letters, it may make the flash drive C and your laptop hard drive D, in which case you would have to run restore from a DOS command prompt, but you can go to a command prompt in the repair section in the advanced, and then repair you can pick command prompt and do that. And the exact, I think it's rstrui.exe, I think, and then you have to specify the D drive for that. Go on, you can Google the exact command to do for that, and then see if that gets rid of it, since it's only been going on for about a week. So it could have been a virus or malware or something like that. It could have been something else. It could also be corrupt Windows. So in that case, you can do SFC SFC. Oh, you don't have to put the SFC for System File Checker, and then /scan now. And there's a video telling exactly how to do that in my computer playlist right here. Where is it? Let's scroll down. How to Windows file system file checker. Geez, attempts to repair them as well. Yeah, so that is right there. It's 1:46 long, but it shows you exactly what to do. What the heck? I'll go ahead and show you. You could do a system file check, which is so this is me when it was closer to the time where I got my haircut. It's been a while now, so it shows you, where is it? What am I doing? Oh yeah, administrator command prompt right there. Command prompt, then run as administrator. And then on the command prompt, then you type. Come on, type it, Steve. Type it, Steve. SFC LMI over on that side. As you can see where my logo fits over my head. So go ahead, type it. SFC /scan now if I booted to the unit itself. If you are not, like I said, you have to put in the parameters for the D being the offline drive. But you can get those instructions from the Google for how to do that. Alrighty, this from questions_I_have64. Anyone recognize this notification icon? Hi, all family. I'm trying to figure out what some notifications on my recently deceased father's phone are. The intent is cross-check with his email, which I do have access. Let's see, copy link address. I guess I could just done opening a new tab. B, like that. No, I don't know what that is. Okay, nobody else has commented yet, although this was only 40 minutes ago. So yeah, I don't know what that one is. I'm trying to think. I would check like the startup task manager and then more details and then the startup tab and see if there is maybe some kind of program. It looked like it was a chat thing, so maybe a chat program that starts with B. Can't think of what it might be though. This from Cacperro. Cacperro. Perro means dog in Spanish. I don't know what the rest of that is. Let's see. Oh, that was it. Blue screen of death at boot with massage. With message, critical process died. My PC starts booting, but then blue screens with a message. Critical process died, then restarts and puts me in recovery mode. I can boot in the safe mode either. Oh, I can't. Check just told me no problems were found on the disk. I can't even format the disk because it encounters an error. That would generally mean that there is a problem, just because check disk didn't say it. If you try to format a disk and you have a problem, I mean, I guess it could be just a bad partition on it, so you could delete the partition and then try to format, put a new partition on it and then try to format it. Same with uninstalling Windows Update, really desperate for a fix. Yeah, good question. Let's see. Critical process died. But yeah, since you can't format, I would think that would be a problem. All right, hardware and device troubleshooting tool. We can't boot it to do any of that, so let's see. Critical component Windows detects the data has been modified when it should not have been. Okay, so yeah, maybe it's could be malware. It could be just because it is a bad drive and you got corrupt files. And so, but yeah, I mean, going to the hardware problem first. If you are having a problem with that disk and not being able to format it is a problem with that disk, you do not want to try to fix software on a bad drive. You want to back up anything you have on there, and then further you can test the drive. Let's see what that says. That is your auto post there for BSOD, so nobody else is. Yeah, that's all I got. I would back up anything on that drive first, and second, I would see what's up with the trying to format it. I would connect it to a different computer, perhaps, and that way you could ascertain whether the problem is the drive or the computer, like the motherboard and such. Okay, from over_preference_8200. Windows 10, no audio. Drivers all seem to work fine. Please help. Sorry for silly language, not a tech guy and don't know the right terms. All right. Well, that's not one that's needed. The other day, I messed around with my PC and to try to reduce lag in a game and followed some dumb tutorial, right? But they probably did something wrong because now I'm in a bit of a mess. I basically went to where you can disable what apps start up with your PC. No, that's what should be fine to do. Disabled all Windows apps and all ones I downloaded. That's fine. You don't have to have anything start up in startup at all. And when I started my PC, I noticed I didn't have anywhere to connect to the internet. The audio symbol in the system tray had a red cross next to it. And you couldn't click on it, etc. Panic, retraced my steps, and turned everything back on and seemingly fixed it. Right? Okay. They shouldn't have to. The driver should still make it work. You shouldn't need something to come on startup to make the audio work. Let's see, I can use my PC to do anything, play my games, connect to the internet, but the one thing that still doesn't work is the audio. I've checked all drivers, checked all my sound devices. They're either running or working as they should apparently, but I can't hear anything from my headphones or studio monitor. When I play a YouTube video, the volume mixer doesn't even show the audio coming through from YouTube. Tried to open a WAV file. I make music sometimes to see if it would work but the WAV file wouldn't even open. I get an error message every time I try, saying my sound devices are drivers. Okay. It's possible the audio got disabled in the BIOS somehow. But as far as your startup, that should do it. And once you put startup on again, you can try doing I forgot to. Let's change over to... Let's get rid of the window capture and open the display capture. There we go. And so now you can see my entire desktop. So we'll do, we right click on the start thingy, the Windows icon right there, and then left click on device manager. And then you want to go to sound, video, and game controllers, and like Realtek Audio is my audio driver, and you don't need to have it in startup. So what you would do is uninstall device, and when you hit uninstall device, it asks you if you want to delete driver. Maybe you don't have to do that at first. Just get it to reinstall it in case it got corrupted somehow. You just disable it, or not disable it, you uninstall it. And then you can just, after it's disabled, you can go up here and do scan for hardware changes, or you can just reboot. And in both cases, it should see, there is a device where the driver isn't installed, and it will install the Windows 10 or whatever operating system you have default Realtek driver on there. Or maybe just use just a Windows driver and say like Windows, like it does for a display adapter. It would be like Windows basic display adapter, and so it may say something like high definition audio device, that kind of thing, and then you would know if it's a driver problem or not. So, but that, unfortunately, that might be multiple things going on. Yeah, so unless there's something else that thing told you to do, in which case you could try a system restore like I just talked about earlier. So, yeah. All right. Does anybody know how to modify the firmware in a GM vehicle entertainment console? No. You would have to probably connect a USB drive somewhere on it. I want to mess around with the firmware of the entertainment console. Yeah. Okay. Doesn't work with the vehicle, but it works with other GM vehicles. All right. So I bolted down some sort of failsafe in my car's firmware. Could be, maybe not. Did you Google jailbroken iPhone and the year 21 model GM vehicle? to see if that was it. A lot of people like to, instead of just Googling it, they like to ask on here before even Googling it. Monitor seems stuck on 60 hertz. So recently got a new PC and it doesn't support a DVI support, which is fine. I switched to HDMI, noticed the refresh rate was stuck at city, so I did some research and order an HDMI cable cord, or cord that claimed to support 144 hertz. Zestit Maya Ultra Speed, okay. Yet after swapping the cords, I can't get my PC to show 144 hertz. It could be if you have a second monitor attached that is only 60 hertz. That could be. So in that case, you would go, and nobody, you know, ever thinks to do this. Maybe you reduce the problem to just the problem monitor. So unplug a second monitor if you have that. Otherwise, for that, let's see, display. Whoops, display. Bom 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 bom. That should be same one. Display. Bom 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 bom. No, that's not it. You may have to set that on the. Now. You have to set that on the screen itself. Advanced display settings. There we go. I am using a TV for my. Nope, that's my second monitor there. Refresh rate 75, as you can see. Let's see what my number one is. That's a LCD TV, and that is at 60 hertz. So those are both the different ones. So yeah, you might have to set that in the areas where you set it right there. Am I able to do that for the older one? This is a much older TV. Yeah, there you go. You can set it right there. So like mine doesn't support the 144, so it doesn't have it in there. But yeah, so there you go. To advanced display settings. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, and that will take 2 seconds. Advanced display settings. All right. Let's see. This from Avenging Blowfish. Scary. Looking for a way to automatically generate PDF contracts. I'm looking for a program that will do all my work for me. I'm looking for a program that will allow me to fill out a form and automatically generate a bunch of PDF contracts using the information I filled in. This was previously done on FileMaker Pro. Previously done with FileMaker Pro, but I was wondering if there was anything cheaper that could do this. You'd have to have software that could read it. Or are you talking about you fill out the form inside a different software and have it do that? Yeah, it would have to be another software like FileMaker Pro, I think. I don't think you can do like an ad hoc version of that to do that. This is from RS Ironman 123. Google Chrome apps open in a new window when on second monitor. Startup page is Chrome/apps. I have the default apps installed, stored, Drive, Sheets, YouTube, and Gmail. When I click any of the apps, instead of opening on that active tab, they have started opening in a new window. I've tried disabling all extensions, reinstalling Chrome, and doing virus scans. The option to open apps in a new window is not enabled. Even attempting to open them with middle mouse button to make a new tab still opens a window. Been messing around with it. and found out that it's only happening when my Chrome is on my second screen. If it's on the right monitor, it doesn't do that. So the right monitor must be the first screen. Tried unplugging the second one and it doesn't happen. Tried making the monitor with the error, my main screen, there you go. It still happens on that monitor, so the problem's the monitor. So throw the monitor away, get a better monitor. I don't know why that would affect that. Unless it has something to do with the resolution, maybe. It's too low of a resolution to open in, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Are the monitors different resolution or hertz? That's the only thing. I think of resolution where Chrome is like saying, no, that's too low of a resolution to open in the tab. Although I don't know why it would automatically put it in a new window. That's weird. Alright, this from Drispy5. Boot device died. Any way to recover all my data and put it on another device? I'd prefer if it didn't require another PC because I don't have another tough. You would need at least an operating system, something to boot to, so you would have to either have a flash drive or something like that to boot to you, which you would require another computer to do. If you have an extra hard drive, you could put that in your computer and install Windows on that. I mean, and as far as it being dead, you could go through things to check on that. You would put it in another computer also to check to make sure it's dead. And the problem is that your motherboard or your power supply, etc., etc. Now, a lot of people think, oh, well, I turned the computer on and the fans and the lights came on. And that is not conclusive evidence that the power supply is good, because it doesn't take that much power to light lights and spin fans. It takes much more power to produce video and to boot the motherboard. So a number of issues there. But the way to go about that first would be to put it in another PC. Probably. Or, you know, I mean, you don't say like anything else you tried or to determine that it died. So, but just from going that, if we're going to say it died, if it's dead and you can't get power to it, then there's nothing that it can be done for it. You can send it to a data recovery place, but again, hundreds of dollars. And a lot of times they can get data back and charge you for it, but it's not the particular data that you wanted. But they don't pick and choose what they don't say, okay, well, we'll just get this data you wanted. And they don't have a because they have to do all the work anyway, regardless of whether they get your exact data that you want. So yeah, that's a rough time there. Again, it has to like just run software on it. It has to have a drive letter. The motherboard has to see it. Windows has to see it. Okay, special extent 86. PC won't stay off. My Windows 10 PC restarts itself after being off for 3 to 4 seconds. This doesn't happen all the time. Maybe 33% of the time after I press shutdown, it will turn on again, as if it's haunted. Might be doing a that might be doing a, yeah, no, I guess it wouldn't be doing a Windows update. Excuse me. Wouldn't be doing a Windows update. Now, are you, when you say pressing shutdown, are you hitting the power button? Because if you hit the power button, it's just supposed to be going to sleep. And a few months ago, maybe 3 months ago, there was a Windows update that made hybrid shutdown default on all PCs. I don't know if they've had a new update to reverse that, but the hybrid shutdown basically makes the shutdown more like sleep mode. And a lot of computers have had problems with sleep mode and the shutting down thing. So that would be something I would look into as well to see if that was the issue. Possibly IP grabbed. Unsure if this belongs to malware. All right, so I'm an actual idiot. Good to recommend. I mean, good to admit. Good to admit. I keep moving over. Okay. I'm actual idiot. And don't read links before clicking on them. Right. In all honesty, to be honest, not needed to say. In all honesty, I never really have a reason to. And probably clicked on an IP grabber link. I have no idea if it was an attempted or what kind of grabber, if one at all. And kind of want recommendations for things I should do. In all honesty, again, in all honesty, I'd like to take the security precautions just in case it was an IP grabber. So yeah, about that particular thing, I don't know. You would run malware bytes on it. McAfee's garbage. You would run malware bytes on it. All you really need on a computer is the built-in Windows Defender and malware bytes. You can have it run you can pay for it and have malware bytes run in the background at all times, or you can just have it on your computer for free and do a manual scan when you are an idiot. So here you go. Guy in America 1. All right. Data transfer using free Samsung data transfer program question. All right. I'm new to switching out my hard drive to an SSD. Glad you're doing it. Solid state drives are increasingly getting cheaper. You can get a house brand SATA solid state 1 terabyte drive from Micro Center for $82. So quit trying to save $30 or something like that and getting a hard disk drive anyway. So this person is doing a good thing and switching from the hard drive to the solid state drive. The thought of deleting my old info on my hard drive when I copied onto my new solid state drive is a little uneasy to think about. Is there a way to clone my info from my hard drive to my SSD without wiping the drive, as long as you have an adapter to accommodate the new HDD when cloning? Clone doesn't wipe the original source drive. I can recommend EaseUS Todo backup. I don't know if that's to-do or todo, which is Spanish for all. Todo backup free. That can clone the drive while you are booted to it. After the clone is done, I lost my train of thought. I can clone drive while you boot. If the clone is done, shut down the computer. Remove the hard drive and boot several times, 2 times to the SSD. Once you know it's working, then you can connect the hard drive, then boot to the SSD, and then you can just delete the partitions on the hard drive. Partitions on the hard drive. For a basic wipe to truly get rid of any possibility I need a engineer or a co-host or something to type stuff in while or at least to talk while I type stuff in, to truly get rid of any possibility of data recovery. You'd have to use a program that writes ones and zeros to the entire drive. All right. What time is it? 8:36. All right. Got through a lot of them so far. I mean, some of them I wasn't able to do much on, but all right. So this is Dennis NPM, or Dinus NPM. My desktop computer uses more RAM than it shows. Okay, I've noticed this problem for a good while and wasn't able to figure out what is causing this to happen, so I'm here to ask if you could help me. Past 6 months or so, my computing has been using insane amounts of RAM with no reason to do so. For example, at the moment I'm writing this is using 6.8 of 15.9 gigabytes with only 5 tabs open on the Opera GX, the task manager, and a few background apps such as Steam and Discord. You could have other things running that aren't showing on Taskmaster. It's possible. Could have malware. Scan with Malware Bytes, free / trial edition. Some of the RAM, it may be counting that it's using is being used for is additional or use RAM for onboard video. Let's see. The strange part about this is that the applications aren't using that much RAM. For example, Opera GX is it's not gonna. Task Manager is not ever gonna equal up to your amount of RAM. So it's not gonna equal up correctly. So yeah, you should do. I haven't tried resetting my computer since I wasn't sure if that would help. It might. Setting up everything again. Feared me. Well, we don't want you to be feared. Yeah. So it's not gonna do that. So I mean, how do you know that it happened 6 months ago? And like I said, there could be something using RAM that isn't showing up for some reason. So I will do the scan with Malware Bytes free / trial version. Also, the amount in Task Manager may reflect things that don't actually show up. Also try disabling everything in the Start Up tab and rebooting. All right. Also, yeah, if there's a Windows update happening, that could be using RAM and hard drive. All right, this is from JDog834. What up, JDog? Cloning 8 GB solid SD card. secure disk? I can't remember what that stands for. Is that right? Cloning 8-disk SD card to 256 gigabyte. Do I have one of those here handy? Nope. I'll just show you what it looks like. SD card. Blah, blah, blah. That's what they look like. They like going to cameras and other things like that. All right. Hello, I'd like to clone a smaller SD card to a larger one at the time. I assume it's not as simple as copy pasting the content as it is the hard drive for a Mr. FPGA device I use for retro gaming. Prefer to use a Mac, but can use Windows if necessary. We're active one. The main reason I'd like to do it is keep all my current settings and data while adding more storage space. Oh yeah, you can do that. I was thinking to a hard drive, but no, just to a larger one. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that, right? I don't know. I don't know what programs are available for Mac. I would assume, but if you use Windows, you can do it on the same one that I recommended earlier, which is EaseUS or EaseUS. Todo or Todo backup free, and you can clone it from right inside the Windows operating system. You don't have to clone. You don't have to boot with anything else to do that clone. Now, when you clone it, it's going to you can set it to either take up the entire drive. Fill the partition, or you can make the partitions be like whatever size you want to. And it depends on whether the device will accept a storage drive that big, and also whether that the 8 gigabytes has to be a separate partition, and then whether it will see a second partition that you would use for extra data on there. Let's see what the comment is, and it's if you're not booting from it, it's really easy. Yep, drag, drop, or copy paste, but it is is it just storage? It is the drive for so if that's the booting drive for that, then you would have to clone it instead of just copy paste. Let's see. Helium Orchid. Solved. All right. I've just started seeing strange symbols on the notification bar on my lock screen on my... oh, that's a phone. Okay. Let's see. Did you say how it was solved? Just curious. They just said solved. I didn't tell. Try turning it off and in. Power cycle. Yep, power cycling fixes everything, or a lot of stuff. When I say power cycle, of course, I mean shut it down, wait a few seconds, and then turn it back on. This is from Traditional Ad 9460. Getting blue screen of death or random crashes. PC's around 1 year old. It was crashing freak multiple times a day since I got it, really, but at the start it was only maybe once a week or so. Since the day you got it. Okay, so if it's been doing that just the day you got it, I love people that do this. If it has a problem the day you got it, you take it back and you get a computer that works correctly. Okay? You don't have to, like, say, for example, you bought a new car. You don't have to replace the tires on it after you buy a brand new car, like the same day or even the same week. You don't have to do that. And so it doesn't matter. Even if it does it once, I would do that. I mean, generally, once is you let it go. and you don't worry about it and you wait till it happens again. But if it happens twice in the first 2 days, that's still within the return period. And so you would exchange that for a new computer. But no, people want to keep their broken new thing that they just paid for and complain about it or just live with it or try to fix it. Spend many hours trying to fix it. I don't know why they do that. All right, thought I fixed it recently. For the past 2 weeks, it was running fine with 0 crashes. We replaced the solid state drive and hard drive, and it was working really good, really well. But it recently started again. This time I got blue screen of death instead of the usual crash, where I would have to power off. If those were new solid state drives and hard drive, then it's unlikely that those would be bad. But it does happen. So maybe it's a motherboard issue. Could be. I've replaced multiple things such as the power supply and reapplied thermal paste. So nothing changed in the past 2 weeks other than the one stated. With not as many crashes as I left the side panel. My PC, it was a glass side. Now it's just open. And I set my fan slightly higher, but I can see an MSI afterburner and hardware monitor. CPU temps are at 80 to 100. The 100 shows red in the hardware monitor. Not sure if that's the problem. Yeah. 100 Celsius on any equipment will trigger an auto shutdown, right? If that's 100 Celsius. Let's see if I have any other thoughts on that. Yeah, the problem is you thought you fixed it recently. For the past 2 weeks, it was running fine with 0 crashes. We replaced the solid state drive and the hard drive, and so yeah, if it's, it could be video card overheating. Could be, let's see, replace the power supply, so probably wouldn't have 2 power supplies. I'm trying to think of what it would be. The problem is you have a long period of time in replacing items, apparently. So unless you've replaced all these items in the same week. So it would be helpful to see what the check event viewer, see if the blue screen of death, if it logged anything in the Windows log. I also have in my computer playlist, I also have where is that? Further down, where's the Windows System File Checker? How to use Windows Event Viewer, right there. And so that shows you how to do that. So that's also 1 minute and 48 seconds long. So you can check that out if you need to use Windows Event Viewer to see if it logged anything, a particular file. Like, so if it's a file that's like starts with NVD something, that's the NVIDIA video card driver. So yeah, so make sure all your fans are spinning. The one on the CPU heatsink, make sure that is spinning. Other than that, take the hard drive off of it. Just run it with the solid state drive and see if that hard drive, because he doesn't say whether these are new items. So just take the hard drive off, run with one drive at a time, run with one stick of RAM at a time while you're troubleshooting. You want to take it back. You want to take it down to the least amount of things that can be causing a problem while you're trying to troubleshoot, especially something that I don't know anything about. The phone's not text-to-speech volume. No clue. Google Chrome remote desktop download failed. Server problem. So I was downloading Google Chrome remote desktop, excuse me, and it was unable to download. It gives the error failed server problem. Where are you downloading it from? Are you the internet I use is fast, or is there no issue for that? I haven't tried it twice on Google Chrome with a VPN enabled, and once with a VPN enabled. Both times it did not work, same error. Maybe it's just a problem with that server. I also have a new Windows laptop, so there's more enough memory space. Chrome remote desktop for the MSI to be failed, unknown server error. This happened to me on another computer, same error. Could just be a problem with the server. Where are you downloading it from? A lot of people like to go, oh, I'll just get that from anywhere instead of a Google server. Alrighty. This is from Luke Z. Combs. Does Redragon mouse software require Windows to be activated? I don't think so. Been using my Redragon for M6. Recently downloaded software to remap buttons, but for some reason when I hit apply, nothing happens. Not that I know of, it doesn't need it to be active. Don't know. Might need to try to do firmware, or the mouse has a problem. This is from Colonel Chipotle's. My PlayStation 4 keeps getting invaded time and time again by tiny little ants. Okay. Put it in something with water and have it. No, I'm kidding. So first of all, I'm not sure this Reddit is only for software issues or hardware issues. That's not a hardware issue included. That's ants getting into your house. So you would want to block that off somehow so that ants can't get to your PlayStation. Now, most of you may say the ants get into the PS4 because I'm eating over the console. This is untrue. No, you just have ants, so get rid of the ants. But because the ants always appear when I stop playing for long periods of time, like days or weeks, and every single time they appear, I send my console to repair only to be invaded again a couple months later. Is an endless cycle. Another thing you may think, he's thought about it. So cool, huh? Another thing you may think is that the PlayStation 4 is near an undiscovered ant nest, and I should change it from place. Change it from place. No matter where I put it, the ants always get there. That is weird that they're seeking out the PlayStation. Maybe they want somewhere warm to go. I don't know. Also, maybe the ant nest is in there and the repair people don't take it apart enough to find it. The bizarre part is the path from the console to the nest that I have tried to fumigate countless times is blocked by my TV, my other console, my controller, and my old laptop, and they specifically target the PS4. That's weird. Why the ants specifically want the PS4, don't know. How can I eliminate them from my console? Will my system work again if I get rid of the ants? What can I do to stop the invasion? Thank you so much. You can put ant traps around the PS4. You can put ant spray around the PS4. You say you tried to fumigate it multiple times. Tried to fumigate it countless times, blocked by my TV. Did he say? You say where? I change it from place to place. No matter where I put it, that's what she said. The ants always get there. Yeah, you probably got more ants and you just don't notice them unless you are seeing them around your PlayStation. That's crazy. Let's see what other people think. Wow, don't know, but it's interesting. Yeah. Maybe because the ants laid down a trail towards the PS4, right, with their smelly stuff, pheromones. Yep. They used to mark their ways with, or they have put eggs inside of it. Maybe put inside a completely sealable box when you are sure no ants are inside, and keep it inside for a few weeks. Yep. That sounds like a troll, but in the event it actually isn't, raid the floorboards of your damn house. Fair enough. That's cool. All right, we'll do one or two more. This is from Lucky Bank 3340. App won't open or uninstall. So my Valorant hasn't been open for a few days. It doesn't give an error message or anything. It just won't open. I updated my graphics driver and tried everything I could to get it to open, but it wouldn't. So I decided I would delete it and reinstall it, but it won't uninstall. Terrible with computers, and I don't know what to do. It doesn't say anything when I try to uninstall it either. It just does nothing. Could have a drive problem. Could be corrupt data on there, which also might possibly corrupt the uninstall information. Possible. So you could test the hard drive. If there's nothing else having the problem, yeah, check Event Viewer to see if there's any errors when it starts. Make sure you're downloading from either Epic Games or Valorant site. If you're downloading from those locations, make sure your antivirus isn't flagging it as a virus. Yep. Also make sure your PC meets the required specs. Use this site to check. Yep. That's good advice. So yeah, because the person doesn't say, Lucky Bank doesn't say that they have played it before or it used to work fine or anything like that. So yeah, let's do a bonus one. Why not? GitHub Reddit search deleted. Did the canvas.github Reddit search? I don't know. Let's see. Some of the keys on my keyboard aren't working. BN caps lock and volume key stop working. So I'm gonna have a fix because using the on-screen keyboard is a pain. If that's a laptop, or if it's again, try a different keyboard on both. If it's a laptop or a desktop, try a different keyboard. Plug in a USB keyboard and try it out. If it works, your keyboard needs to be replaced because it's a bad keyboard. Yep, replace keyboard. You know, I mean, you can try to pop the caps off and try to clean it or whatever. But if they just stop working completely, then probably just keyboards is screwed up. All right, another bonus one about that. New signal on new LG monitor. Let's see. Hello, I just got in a new LG monitor. Congratulations. That's having trouble displaying my PC. I connected it through the display port as well as the HDMI, but neither gave any result. Tried power cycling both, but nothing has changed. I'm a bit stumped on what to do from here. If anyone has any ideas, please share because I'm certainly running low on them. Well, what you would do is put your old monitor back on the display port or HDMI, whichever you can do, or if you can do both, try both. It could be if you had an old monitor on HDMI and you're trying to connect it to the same HDMI, then it could be the monitor. If you haven't tried either the display port or the HDMI port before, maybe they are broken. Or one of them is, anyway. It could be that the new monitor is bad. Try that on a different computer. What else? And of course, try a different, like I said, put your old monitor back on there and see if it works. See what we got. What GPU? If you test your GPU on other monitors, right? Hope the LCD panel is not. This monitor doesn't have built-in speakers, and you cannot test it. Boom, boom, boom. This from Crazy Trish. I see other monitor works fine with it. LG is brand new, so it's not an issue of it cutting off on me, at least. The brand new, it could still be a bad monitor. Try it on a different computer. May not be powerful enough to be compatible with this monitor, perhaps. Preparing to upgrade my computer, the monitor came first, so I want to run to make sure. Monitor should work, dog. Let's see if that's a crazy monitor. Copy. Oh, that's what I made to do. Search for that. Okay, a $400 monitor. Oh no, it's Let's see, GP850B, that's not it. I was gonna say that's a lot cheaper at the Micro Center. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see if it requires a certain video card. I doubt it. What is the dealio? Alright, 1 millisecond. QHD Nano IPS. Boom, boom, boom. What are the specs? Size, that's what she said. Yeah, I mean your video card might not be set to do that. You might have to, I don't know what you would do for that. You'd have to go into Windows and you'd have to set it up as the second monitor and boot to Windows and then try to see if it sees it. HDR, yeah. HDMI, 2 HDMIs, 2.2 display port, has 1 display port. You have to have enough power. Oh, the power thing comes with it, never mind. Yeah, it doesn't say you have to have specific video card for it, so I don't think so. So yeah, just try it on a different computer, dog. Let's see. Let's just check. HDR monitor on an older computer. Can my PC support HDR? And display port 1.4, HDMI 2.0. Here are the requirements. Built-in display needs to have a resolution of 1080p or more. Yep. The Windows 10 device needs to have an integrated graphics card that supports Play-Ready, hardware digital rights management for, must have the codecs installed for 10-bit video decoding devices using modern processors, support this capability. I'll just tell him make sure it meets these. Make sure your card computer meet these requirements. All right, what up, Spring? Oh, 9:04. Time for me to get my plugs again and get out of here. This has been Tech Support with Coach Steve Money, and I am a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. These links are in the top of the chat and in the video description below. You can click on schedule free consultation right there on my YouTube banner as well. Or, as I said, top of the chat or in the video description. Click on financial coaching. Click on the date you want. Wednesday, May the 4th be with you is a good one. And pick the time you want. And Calendly will let me know when you want that appointment, and I will respond to your email. to that email, I will respond to you with an email letting you know what information I need to accurately assess you financially. All right, PayPal is if you'd like to support the channel or me. That is paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. Much appreciated. Thank you for subscribing if you have, and that's actually the best thing you can do for me is to subscribe so I can get to 1,000 subscribers so I can get a couple bucks from YouTube every month. Instagram is Coach Steve Money, no spaces. And you can email me about anything on my channel or the financial coaching or computers or video games or Oak Island, anything on my channel. Like I said, CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. And make smart technical and financial decisions every day.